Vevor. Today we're going to be playing with the QH12R. I've been waiting to do this. We just got the property behind us and we're going to do some clearing with it. Oh boy, I'm excited. So first thing, well, we'll do a little tour real quick. I already have a video on this guy getting it. I'll leave a little link here up top if you want to check out the AGT, but this is going to be more a working video of it. So in here, you can see it's a grown up mess. We have a branch that is broken up there and we're going to try and grab onto it and see if we can't jerk it down and pull it out. I think that will reach that high. We're going to find out pretty quick. I'm probably going to cut this guy back. Listen, I love trees, but a lot of these are garbage trees and they're all going to go. This whole fence line's got to go. There's poison ivy growing up in here and it's just not something I want to deal with. Look at all that poison ivy growing there. So we're going to try and open up this bit of fencing and make it so I can just drive in and out of here with equipment, because otherwise I got to go all the way down and around to get in, and that just, no. Okay, so we're going to start with the Hyper Tough 8-inch pole saw. She's battery powered and we've done some videos on the channel with it. Seems to be a pretty good unit. I got to see if I can get myself in here in a way that's not going to have something fall on me. I think we're going to come in about here, grab that, and try pulling it down with the excavator. Cool. I think I can grapple on the end of that. Let's see what happens when I pull. That might be a problem. Maybe we'll trim that first and then we'll try and get this. As you can see, we should be able to grab on that and hopefully pull it out of there. See what happens. came down a lot easier than I thought it would. Boy, this thing's great. I love it. Yeah, we're gonna have to hook on that one and pull it out too. This would be so hard without the this guy's still kind of hooked onto the tree. We still got some high branch up there. It all broke apart. This fell, I don't know, 4 years ago. It's been down for a little while with all the moss, all the mushrooms trying to grow on it. Probably gonna break that down and pick this up. We're gonna take the pole saw and we're just gonna zip this whole thing out. Should be able to pick that up now. This big branch is about ready to hit the ground. Maybe it's broke off way up there. Well, we're almost how I want it to be. I want this so we can just drive vehicles and stuff in and out. We're going to come in here and try digging around and dropping this tree. I don't want to touch it because we got poison ivy all over. I'll be the first to admit that could have went a little bit better, okay? I need to learn how to run this and go a little bit slower because we ended up snapping off a tooth. Whoopsie. I do have this. I went ahead and ordered a couple more teeth. They're like $7 a piece. And I found this, and it's about the right length, and those bolt holes already line up. It's super thick. So I'm thinking maybe grind this down to a point and kind of put a wedge on it so I can use this for ripping up roots. And it's a little bit thicker and hopefully a little tougher than these cast pieces, as long as I don't tear the bucket up. If I tear the bucket up, then we're in some real trouble. If I could turn this into a makeshift ripper, that might be the way to go. Looks like we got an 18 and a 19, so we're gonna go ahead and see about getting these guys off. Well, surprisingly, everything kind of fit together. Those bolts were actually just long enough to make it work. We've got full threadage on there, so all right. Trying to think of the best way to put a tip on this. Plasma cutter or angle grinder? That's a lot of metal to remove. Well, I can't find my grinder, so I guess we'll just start filing it down. Well, what do we think? That's got a pretty sharp edge on it compared to, yeah, that's pretty blunt. We kind of got almost a blade edge on there. I tried to taper it out a little bit, give it a little bit of curvature so it kind of, you know, goes into the dirt because it is sticking out. I don't know if I could heat that up and bend it or if that'd be a bad idea. That might be a bad idea. You know, I kind of like this sticking out because I can kind of use it as a ripper for tearing out the roots. So maybe it will do the job. I don't know. Or it'll just fall apart and I'll just have to wait for the other ones to come in and put those teeth back on. Or it'll tear the bucket up. We never know, but I guess we're going to find out. I'm also going to hit this with some grease because she got really, golly, got really loose in one day's worth of using it. So they have weird low profile grease nipples on these and they require a pointed tip like this. So all I did was take the pointed tip that's included and put a normal nipple on the back of it so I can just click it on to my grease gun. I keep this with the machine so I don't lose it, and we can just go to town on greasing it up. Try and clean that gunk off before we go in there and just shoot the grease in. This has grease nipples on the sides too, so maybe I need to hit them to help fill that bit up. Well, I think today's project, we're gonna cut that tree down. We're gonna try and get this big stump out of here. Look at how big this thing is. I don't know, I don't think it'll pick it up. That's pretty solid. We might have to get the tractor and push that out of the way. There's a couple little trees in there. We're gonna try and get this all just cleared out. Don't want to get over to this tree too much. Look at that big poison ivy vine. Yeah, it goes all the way up. Looks like someone tried to cut into it at one point. little closer to that line than I thought it would. on these mini excavators, this thing is not a ROPS, but it is nice when something falls the wrong way and you got something to protect you. Stay safe out there. Well, sorry about that, everyone. The camera decided to die on me. Did get a couple shorts there up on the channel of taking these roots out. That big stump, we were able to move it over. That's pretty impressive. I got to come in. These are all loose. Just got to get them cleared out of here. And we're going to get the 2N Ford out and grade this all down, make it flat. But right now, that might be in the next part. I think we're going to end on trying to clean this out. I'm going to take the pole saw, I put fresh chain on it, and we're going to just zip this all down. I'm going to leave a bit of a stump so I got something to grab onto and use as leverage. But we're going to zip these down because they're starting to get close to the power line and they grow fairly quick. All right, I'm just going to line. Well, it's going pretty good, I think. And I brushed up against this dang poison ivy. Oh, I'm wearing a jacket now. Not doing that again. Okay, another battery. We're on to number 2. Well, that little saw did a good job. Got a video coming soon on it if it's not out already. I kind of want to keep this tree here. I like the evergreen. I think we're going to try and save it. What, 2 years ago, we were able to have all of this fence rolled back for when they took that tree out. 2 going on 3 years. So yeah, all of this grew up pretty quick. It don't take it very long. I'm gonna come in and spray this poison ivy. I tried my best to stay away from it. We'll see how itchy I get. Oh well. Wanted to leave these a little high, so I got something to grab onto with the excavator to, you know, rock them around after I dig it out. But that'll be the next big thing. Start at that end and we'll just pluck out and pull this fence out. I'm not saving any of this fence. It's chain link, but look at what happens if you don't take care of it. This was all on the neighbor's property, so I didn't do a whole lot with it. My property line was there. Now it goes all the way out there. Yay! But yeah, so this is all going to get pulled out, and this is going to be one big yard. I'm still not sure about if I want to take that fence down there out or not. I want to trim it down, but do I want to leave? I don't know, because there's property on the other side of it I got to take care of too. So I don't know. As for me, I'm going to go shower off with some lye soap because I don't know how much poison ivy I really got into, but I'll let you know in a future video. To give you an update on this hat, I really like it. It is awesome. I was feeling little sticks hit my head and just kind of brush off. It fits really nice. I've been wearing it all morning pretty much, and as long as we've been filming at least. And yeah, it's not too bad. I'd say it's definitely worth the 90, 100 bucks, whatever you can find them for. You about can't put a price on safety. Oh, and as for the pole saw, it knocked the chain off. I noticed it was starting to gum up a little bit. Instead of putting it on there, I decided to go with the little 12-inch chainsaw, the actual gas-powered one. Because I mainly wanted this just to get the tall stuff down so I wasn't in the way of it, and there's power lines up there, and this is great for getting into that and kind of trimming it back so I could get in there with that. So it worked out really well. Well, now we need the grater blade. That's what we got the 2N Ford ready to go for. Hopefully it'll start. I just threw the battery in. We'll come down here, turn the gas on. You gotta pull this thing all the way out so it hits the reserve side. And boy, she goes way out. All right. Make sure we're in neutral. Make sure our key switch is on. I couldn't do it one-handed. I had to work the choke on and off to get it go. All right, we're running. Oh, she picked up. Cool. She goes on. Yep. All righty. Let's see about getting out of here. I guess forward's low. I don't remember. Find out pretty quick, huh? Woo! Hit my air compressor. Don't like that. We're looking pretty good. Tight clearance. Shut that. Be nice if the hood fit properly. Ow. Yeah, really would be. You're probably wondering, why did we bring the 2N Ford out? Well, we got done pulling out all the roots, and as you can see, we're pretty uneven with the dirt here, so we're going to use that grater blade and try and smooth this out a bit. This was one I did not get on film that I wish I would have. Look at the size of this guy. That's big. I had to use everything else I was able to throw in by hand. That thing, I had to use that to pick up. She's a big one. But all right, we're pretty clear here. I'm pretty happy with it. I'll pull this truck forward and we'll move the excavator out of the way and see about plowing this up. We're going to push a bit with that blade, get the big stuff out, I think, and then we'll bring the tractor in and finish it up. Honestly, it's looking a lot better, isn't it? Honestly, this is looking pretty good, pretty flat. We got some roots sticking up yet, but we'll worry about them when we get done blading this. So we got this nice big pile of dirt over here, which is kind of what I wanted, so we can just drive on in, drop the blade, and kind of hopefully level this out a little bit. That's the plan, at least. Now, we want low. Low's just very fast. Hard to tell, but we still got a low spot, so hopefully I can get that dirt brought in there. Well, that's a little bit better. That tractor doesn't actually have a float control, so I'm trying to, you know, manually lift and lower it while it's going forward way too fast. That low gear needed to be more of a creeper gear than what it is. But not too bad. I might mess around with that a little bit more and kind of move this back and forth, but we are a long way from where we started. See if I can put a picture in there, because this is a big change for sure. Yeah, we still got a dip there. I am going to bring in a bunch of dirt though, because, you know, once I start digging that up, it's going to be more of this and all those roots and all those some of these, and all of that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to need a lot of dirt. So but when you think about how much we actually took out of that hole, you know, all these big chunks are out of that, it's not too bad. Okay, she's looking pretty good. I think we're going to call this a video. We got everything kind of tore out of here. We got the fence line out, took some of that down. We trimmed that up some. It's been a pretty good progress for a couple days. 2 Fords running good. Definitely geared a little too high for doing much dirt work, but it got the job done, got the big stuff moved, and then we finished it up with a little excavator. This excavator, highly recommend getting one. She is great. This thing is awesome. Yeah, I really have no major complaints. It could be a little heavier. You know, I added this counterweight. It definitely could use a little bit more, and you know, it could always be the next size bigger. Every time you buy something, it's like, it could be a little bigger. But we're gonna have a lot more videos coming. There'll definitely be more to come. I'm not going to do anything on the front. Just it's going to be a mess. I'm going to have help for that anyway, so I'm not going to worry about the front because it's seriously a problem. But the rest of us, there'll be more videos to come. Leave a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Stay safe out there.